Imagine this. You open your eyes, roll out of bed, stretch, and suddenly your back sends you a rude memo. You're not 25 anymore. You chuckle as you stand up, making that involuntary grunt sound, and wonder why a new vacuum makes you unreasonably happy. Welcome to your 40s. This is the decade nobody warned you about, a time when the world expects you to have it all figured out. But beneath the surface, most people are quietly panicking, wondering, am I running out of time to get wealthy, or is this just the warm-up? Here's the plot twist no one told you. Your 40s aren't the beginning of the end. They're the opening act of the richest, freest chapter of your life, if you decide to play the game on purpose. Today, I'm not here to talk about regret or missed opportunities. I'm here to hand you the keys to an entirely new kind of momentum, one that regular people use to build extraordinary wealth, even if they're playing catch-up. You might have spent your 30s thinking you had the adulting thing figured out. Maybe you even had some savings, kept debt in check, for a while. But life happens. Student loans, car payments, helping parents, kids needing braces, and of course the creeping realization that retirement isn't a distant fantasy, but a freight train coming straight at you. If this hits close to home, keep listening. Because what you do right now in this decade is the difference between just scraping by and living the next 40 years on your own terms. Let's get directly to what matters. Most experts toss around rules like, you need X times your income saved, or debt by this age is a disaster. The truth is more nuanced and more human. First, the honesty you deserve. Most people haven't hit every financial milestone by their 40s. They're behind on savings. They still have credit card balances, student loans, and a to-do list that only gets longer. If that's you, you're not broken, you're not alone, and you're not out of time. What you have right now is the perfect springboard. Your 40s bring something you've never had before. The intersection of peak earning power, real-world wisdom, and just enough time for compounding to still work some magic. But the clock is ticking louder, so your margin for error is razor thin. If you want to win this decade, if you want to cross the finish line on your terms, not society's, here's the real playbook. Step 1. Get absolutely real about your numbers. Stop guessing. Know exactly what comes in, what goes out, and what's left over. No more ballpark thinking. Precision is power now. Here's the milestone. By age 50, aim to have an investment portfolio worth roughly 6 times your annual income. If you make $90,000, your target is $540,000 across 401k, IRAs, pensions, even old accounts from jobs you forgot about. Yes, that number sounds intimidating. No, you don't need to panic if you're not there yet. But why this benchmark? Because it keeps the dream of retiring on your own terms alive, and the math is on your side. If you consistently invest, say, 15% of your income and let it grow, compounding works over time in your 50s and 60s. It's not about working harder, it's about letting your earlier sacrifices turn into results while you focus on what matters most now, protecting and accelerating those results. But what if you're way behind? Maybe your savings are nowhere near that mark. Good news, your 40s are catch-up territory. Federal law lets you supercharge your retirement accounts with higher contributions starting at age 50. That's an extra boost most countries envy, and yes, it makes a real difference if you use it. Next up, kill all debt that isn't a mortgage. Every dollar you send to Visa or to that old car loan is a dollar you'll never see again, plus 2 decades worth of lost investment potential. Here's a little dose of reality. Throwing $1,100 each month at various debts could, if invested for 20 years at average returns, become $650,000. Read that again. The true cost of debt isn't the interest. It's the opportunity you're trading away every single month. If your only remaining debt is a mortgage, you're in a position to accelerate your wealth. Don't get distracted. Focus on growing your nest egg and keeping the bank from getting rich off your interest payments. Now, let's talk about your emergency fund. Once upon a time, 3 months' expenses in a savings account made you feel like a genius. Those days are gone. In your 40s, you need to think in terms of 9 to 12 months' worth of living costs. The emergencies you're facing now are next level. A busted roof, medical surprises, layoffs, or unexpected chances you don't want to miss because you're cash-strapped. It's not about paranoia. It's about buying peace of mind and agility. And here's where the winners separate from the worriers. You don't keep these savings under a mattress. You use high-yield accounts that let your cash generate real interest, even while it waits in the wings. Let's get brutally practical about income. Relying on just one paycheck is like building a house of cards. Your 40s are the prime time to intentionally cultivate extra sources of income, not because you want to hustle 24/7, but because you want to build layers of security. Maybe it's rental income, dividend stocks, consulting in your area of expertise, even a side project that capitalizes on skills you already have. Remember, you've got networks, credibility, and wisdom now that your 20-year-old self could only dream of. Put them to work. Now, taxes. Nobody gets fired up about taxes, but mastering tax efficiency in your high-income years can be the single most impactful move for building long-term wealth. That means maxing out your 401k and, if possible, opening and funding an IRA. For the self-employed or side hustlers, advanced strategies like SEP or Solo 401k plans can supercharge your nest egg, shield more of your money from the IRS, and help you win back thousands every year. Don't go it alone. Professional advice more than pays for itself at this stage. But here's the landmine most people forget until it's way too late. Planning for long-term care. 70% of people over 65 will need some form of support. The cost? A single year in a nursing home now runs over $7,000 per month. Insurance can help, but options shrink as you age or develop health problems. Start researching now, while you're still healthy, so you're buying insurance options at their cheapest and have time to build your own financial buffer for these what-ifs. Next, legacy isn't just for the ultra-rich. Your 40s are when you start thinking about what your money can do beyond your life. Help a child get an education, support a cause you love, create a springboard for the next generation. It's more than documents and lawyers. It's about intention. Teach your teenagers what you wish you had known. Build a family culture that values smart decisions, strategic giving, resilience. Here's the real threshold. Wealth-building momentum. One day, you'll wake up and realize your investments are earning more in a year than you could by working overtime. That's when the snowball turns into an avalanche. Getting there is simple, but not easy. Live below your means, automate your savings, keep investing through thick and thin, and avoid the lifestyle traps that snare so many along the way. Which brings us straight to smart spending. It's not about deprivation. It's about making sure every dollar buys you time, energy, health, and actual happiness. Don't fall for the luxury trap. Anyone can buy toys, but memories and health pay dividends forever. Send your money where it gives you the greatest return, not just in your account, but in your life. The secret sauce? Automation. By now, you should be automating everything within your control. Bills, investments, emergency fund top-ups, even increasing your contributions yearly. Not only does this eliminate human error, but it gives you back time, the only thing you can never earn back. And here's something most people overlook. Sometimes the best money you spend isn't on things, but on regaining your time. You've earned the right to occasionally buy convenience, cleaning services, meal kits, a CPA, so you can focus on what brings you joy, growth, or rest. So here it is. Your 40s are your championship decade. They're not a crisis. They're not a rerun. They are the window where financial wisdom and earning power intersect, and the decisions you make are amplified for decades to come. Most people waste these years putting out fires. But you have the blueprint. Start now. Take ruthless inventory. Pay off the anchors. Build the fortress. Diversify your income. Protect your legacy. Automate your path. And remember, wealth isn't about the account balance. It's about building a life with options, security, and purpose. The next time someone jokes about getting old or brags about the zero balance on their credit card, you'll know the real flex isn't what you buy. It's what you've built, the freedom you own, and the future you're designing right now. If this lit even a small fire inside, don't let the moment pass. Take that next step, small, immediate, and then keep going. In a decade, you'll look back and know that was the moment everything changed.